school athletes will go to the professional leagues. There's baseball, football, basketball, soccer, Venus and Serena. Only one, and I'm in love with Serena, but I heard she's dating a white boy. She's giving that African body to a crowd. I want to throw the hell out right now. You don't get that man my size! Anyway, last committee is parent advocacy. Listen up, y'all. This is very important. We want to conclude in 5 minutes to start our conversation. Parent Advocacy Committee, I got to come back to New Haven and I got to train a group of y'all to be advocates. That means no black parent should ever, no black parent in New Haven should ever go to a school meeting by yourself. And you say, Dr. Johnson, why should I not go to the meeting alone? I'm not scared of the white folk. It ain't about that. It's because you need a witness. The white folks will lie on you. They will manipulate you. They will bully you. They will intimidate you. And they will make you sign paperwork that you told me you wasn't going to sign. And how do they do it? They call you in there. And this is what they do, mama. They put you in the room. They let you sweat it out for 5 minutes. And then they send 15 people in there. You got that right. The principal, vice principal, principal intern, nurse, social worker, reading teacher, school psychologist, coach, window washer, lunch aide, bus driver, floor sweeper. And they say, listen, we understand Dr. Johnson was here last night. And we agree with some of the things the young man has to say. But he's a bit extreme. Listen, special ed ain't all bad. Some kids need it. And your son needs it. And you're being a very bad mom by not giving your son the help he needs. Ain't this what they tell you? Make you feel bad. Don't you know that once you put your son in special ed, he'll probably never read on grade level again? Are they going to tell you that in the meeting? Hell no. Did they tell you they get extra money for putting him in there? Hell no. Did they tell you he's not going to get a regular high school diploma just by virtue that he was a special ed kid? Did they tell you that? Hell no. They're lying to him. And just when they think they got you feeling guilty about not doing what they want, guess who comes into the room? Guess who comes? Who's the last person? Queen Mother Coochie Chakalia from the Kwanzaa group. She comes. Yeah. And she say, hey baby, I know you. You used to go to my Black History Parade. You say, yeah, Queen Mother. She said, listen, I love Dr. Johnson, but sometimes he's a bit much. Listen, some kids need that medicine. Remember my grandson, Ron? I gave Ron that medicine. He turned out all right. Now, yeah, it's true. He does sleepwalk sometimes. But other than that, Ron is fine. And you remember right here, he was on rhythm and concerta and cycler at the same time. Now, yeah, he did wake up in the middle of his sleep one night, butt naked and jump out the window, but that was only once. And so they bring some Negro who's being paid by the district in with a dashiki on and some incense and some damn shea butter. And they got you thinking that you don't know what you're talking about because Queen Mother shea butter and frankincense is in the room. Listen to me, black mother and father. You never trust nobody working in that school. Because they always hire one Afrocentric to convince you to change your mind. And then Queen Mother cocoa butter, shea butter, and cocoa butter says,
it's crazy.
If your son starts sleepwalking, come back, and I'll help you get him off drugs myself. If you come back a year later because your son is walking around, eyes ain't closed in 2 years. Space the hell out on rhythm. You go looking for Queen Mother frankincense. The principal tells you she didn't even work here no more. She packed up and moved to Africa and opened up a shea butter factory. Brothers and sisters, the labels we use cannot be proven. Learning disability is an idea. ADHD, idea. Intellectual retardation, mild, because we do have severe and profound. That's real. But when somebody tell you your child has mild mental retardation, do you know what that means? That means your child barely scored under the threshold for normal intelligence. If your child only barely missed it, how do we know he's intellectually impaired? Maybe he's just a slow learner. Maybe he just learns differently. Or better yet, let me tell you the real truth, that he scored intellectually deficient. Because them damn vocabulary concepts that we ask the kids on the IQ test, don't no black child familiar with that stuff. That's white people stuff. See, they don't tell you that. See, when somebody talking about your child is retarded, they're talking about the overall IQ score. But they don't tell you that that overall IQ score came from a nonverbal IQ, processing speed IQ, working memory IQ, and then the verbal comprehension IQ. That's the racism. The words that white people use. And so this son might be really gifted, but because he don't understand the words white people use, they got him looking retarded. I'm telling you facts. I give IQ tests for a living. I help standardize the WIS score, the most popular IQ test in America. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I live this. I know bourgeois scholar with what she be telling you shit he never lived. My life is real. In conclusion, where do I go next? Well, I go back to work tomorrow. But I'm in Nashville, Tennessee on Tuesday, August the 26th, speaking at this university. I skipped. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on Garvey Day, Sunday, August the 17th.
That's right.
At the Lauderdale Lakes Library to celebrate the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey's Earth Day and the 100 years of Garvey. I'm in Miami next Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd. I'm in Riviera Beach for a Black Male Conference on Wednesday the 19th. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee on September the 18th. I'll be going to South Africa, Cape Town, to speak sometime before the new year. I can't go when they want me to go because I got that principal spot now. Where else am I? Everywhere. But brothers and sisters, I want to say this. We're going to get organized because organization, as Marcus Garvey said, is the greatest weapon used against the Negro, African people. So we have to get organized. Let me see what else I got, because y'all might have family who need to come and get some of this special ed message. They got your nephew on drugs. Children don't need drugs. Drugs don't solve problems. And stop getting your kids tested for ADHD, because the only reason why they want an ADHD diagnosis is to force the medicine. See, if you don't get your child tested, they ain't got no power. But the minute you get them tested and diagnosed with ADHD, now they can call Child Protective Services, and now CPS come out and say the school feel that your son needs this medicine, and you got to evaluate it, so you obviously felt he had a problem yourself, or you would have never got him tested. So if you don't put him on the medicine, we take it all your children. Oh, this is happening all across America. In fact, last year, a story went out that said the #1 most increased reason for why black parents had their children taken away from them was failure to medicate with ADHD methods. Wow. You know, damn ADHD. That's crazy. Before it was ADHD, it was ADD, attention deficit disorder.
Yeah.
Why did they change it from ADD to ADHD? Because there's no drug that can make you pay attention. So they lost money on ADD. So in 1990, they came out with ADHD. Now everybody get the damn medicine. Ain't no more ADD. That's over. Wasn't no money in that. And how much money do they make giving us some drugs? $30 billion on brain drugs alone. Miami the 22nd and 23rd, Nashville, Tennessee the 26th, Dallas, Texas. I'll be speaking at a prison on September 7th, Akron, Ohio. September the 21st, Memphis, Tennessee the 18th, Georgia Southern University. September 20th, I'll be in Nassau in the Bahamas, the 23rd to the 26th. Jamaica, Queens, Kappa Alpha Psi, putting on the Black Male State of Black Men Conference. That's on the 27th of September. Some of you brothers might want to come to that. Sacramento, California, October 3rd. Newberry, South Carolina, October 11th. Los Angeles for the Ebonics Conference. If you've never been, you might want to go. Ernie Smith, he's our top black linguist in America. He hosts the Ebonics Conference. That's going to be at Charles Drew University, November the 1st. I'll be at Norfolk, Virginia, ASCAP, Association for the Study of Classical African Civilizations Regional Conference, November the 15th. I'll be in Haiti the 20th to the 23rd, Elizabeth, New Jersey, first day of Kwanzaa. Greensboro, North Carolina, Kwanzaa, Jackson, Mississippi, Kwanzaa. I got London coming up, Holland coming back up. Of course, I'll be going to Cape Town. I won't be speaking as much because of my obligations for the young people at my school where I serve as principal, but I still will be getting around. If your child is in special ed, make sure they're getting the service they need. If your child still can't read and they've been in special ed for a couple years, get with Dr. Umar. I'm going to help you get your child a free private school education. Federal law says that if you can prove your special ed child is not learning, if you can prove New Haven Schools is not teaching your child and your child has an IEP, you can make them pay for a private school at public expense. That is the law. I help parents do it all the time. You also need to know if your child is ever evaluated and you disagree with the conclusion. So you get your child tested, which you shouldn't do unless you're sure they need it. And the results come back and they say, we think your child is ADHD. And you say, nah, I don't believe that. You have a right to get another school psychologist to test your child, and guess who pays for it? The school district. It's called independent educational evaluation. Some of y'all need to write that down. Independent educational evaluation. Now, before I end with my quote, I want everybody to take out their cell phone so you can sign up for my text message club. Take out your cell phone. This is free. It does not cost you any money. And this is the way that I will send you some updates. For most updates, you want to go to my Facebook, Dr. Umar Ifatunde. I do not use Johnson on Facebook. I use my African last name. Dr. Umar Ifatunde on Facebook. Twitter, Instagram, or WhatsApp. You can get me at Dr. Umar Johnson. Website, where you want to make a donation tonight, drumarjohnsonschool.com. My other website, drumarjohnson.com. And now you want to sign up for the text club. You want to start a fresh text message. Open up a new blank text message. The subject is going to be, or the message is going to be Dr. Umar. D-R-U-M-A-R. All together without a period. And you're going to text that to 36,000. 36000. So the recipient is 36000. You're texting the message to 36000. The message is D-R-U-M-A-R. If it does not go through for you, then you might have to put a space between Dr. and Umar. Make sure Dr. Umar is in all caps too, I'm sorry. No space, all caps. D-R-U-M-A-R to 36,000. I've heard from some people they had to text it to 3,600. I've heard from other folks that they had to put a space between Dr. and Umar. But the way the program is set up is for you to text Dr. Umar in all capitals to 36,000. Raise your hand if it went through for you already. Okay, so most of y'all paid y'all bill. Some of y'all got a burnout from John John. It ain't going to work if you got the special from John John. $50 for the whole year. It ain't going to go through. Okay? That's how you get regular updates from me. It doesn't cost you any money. If you ever need to reach me because you got an issue going on with your child, email me. Let me give you my fax number in case you ever got to fax me some paperwork. Let's say, Dr. Umar, they diagnosed my son as autistic. I know autistic is real, but I don't think my son is autistic. Can you look at this report and let me know what you think? Yes, I can. Fax number 215-827-5404. 215-827-5404 is the fax. Last thing I want to give you is my personal cell phone. Okay? Ladies, it ain't that type of party. Okay? You send me a picture, and it ain't cute, I'm going to send it back with a restraining order. Okay? I just want to give you informed consent. Okay? Some of y'all be getting a little crazy with the pictures y'all be sending. I'm like, she had to know this was not attractive. Anyway, my personal cell phone, I never answer the phone, but you can always text me. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. That's my cell. So you can email me, Dr. Umar Johnson at Yahoo, or through either one of the websites, drumarjohnsonschool.com or drumarjohnson.com, or you can text me. Now, if you need to have a conversation with me, give me some time. Don't call me today for a meeting tomorrow. You ain't giving me no time. I have a principal. I'm a principal. I got a school building around. You got to give me time to help me. Okay? At least give me a week if you can. If you only got a day, shoot for it. I'm going to try to get back to you. Dr. Umar, I only got a day. I really need to talk to you before I go into this meeting. Queen Mother Cookie Chocolate, she already started burning her incense. I need to know what to do. In conclusion, My ancestor Frederick Douglass said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess the faith of freedom and deprecate agitation are like men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want the rain but can't stand the thunder or the lightning. They want the ocean but can't deal with the awful roar of its waters. He said the struggle we have might be moral or it might be physical. Or it might be both moral and physical. But it must be a struggle. He said, for 20 years I prayed on my knees to God for freedom. But the good Lord gave me no freedom until I got up off my knees and started praying with my feet. He said, the limits of tyrants are prescribed by the people who they oppress. We determine how poorly our enemy treats us, not our enemy. He said, men may not get all they pay for in this world, but you must certainly pay for everything you get. He said, if you want respect from white people, stop looking for pity. The man who pities you could never respect you. The man who respects you has no need for pity. But most of all, he said, power conceives nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. I don't mind telling you today that I'm a little bit pleased by what I see going on in Ferguson from our brothers and sisters. Because they are the first in a long time to stand up and say, this shit ain't right.
That's right.
They're the first in a long time to stand up and say, killing black men is not all right. Yeah, they probably could have done some things differently. I can understand that. It should have been more organized to make sure we got more out of it and not just an angry, emotional protest. But they got the attention of the world.
That's right.
They got the attention of the world. And it's amazing that it happened in small little Ferguson. Not New York, not Chicago, not DC, not LA, Ferguson. It took them brothers and sisters down there to say, not this time. We have to get back to being unapologetically African about what we are and who we are. Stop apologizing for being black. Say it and do it.
That's right.
Our ancestors cry out for us to help them out. Some of y'all asked about my book. When we're done our conversation tonight, because we're not done, we want to take some Q&A. I do have books. We can use credit card if you don't have cash. Make sure it's your card. And I will sign everyone before I leave. I also have my DVDs out there, buttons, as well as t-shirts for the school. Marcus Garvey said, without confidence in self, we are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, we have won even before we have started. Mr. Garvey said, God never intended us to be a race without a country, and we are not going to abuse God's confidence in us as men. Brothers and sisters, I just came back from Ghana. We're going back to Ghana next summer. Save your money. July will be the month of going to Africa with Dr. Umar. Next year is the Panafest Conference, the Panafest Festival. That's the International Pan-African Festival, and it's going to be in Ghana. I'm going, and I want you to go. We took a lot of brothers and sisters this year. We got our African names. We went to all the slave dungeons. I'm wearing one of my Ghanaian dashikis right now, so sexy as I am. But anyway, I want y'all to go with me next year to Ghana. And we also going to South Africa next year. July. First 2 weeks of July, South Africa. We're going to go to Johannesburg, Soweto, the student 1976 Protest Museum, Nelson Mandela's grave.